Hello everyone, I am Anuja Pawar, Assistant Professor from the Arts, Commerce and Science College of Satana. Today we are going to see about the dairy microbiology topic, that is the preservation of milk and milk product by the physical and chemical methods, by the irradiation method and the various chemical agents and the bacteriocin of the lab. So let's start with the lecture today. So first of all, we all have to know about what is the preservation. Preservation is to help to keep the quality of the milk, and which plays the important role in objectives like to prevent the microbial contamination, to kill the pathogenic organism, to minimize the food spoilage. So that's help to the increase the shelf life of the food or the milk quality, which will comes under the food processing, food packaging and food storage. This is also helps to the food safety, to retard the microbial growth, to eliminate the harmful microorganism which may lead to the destruction, then to destroy the heat resistance spore, and the quality of the food is also maintained. That means in case of the texture, nutritional value, odor and the flavor. So this preservation is help to the maintain the food safety, food quality and this shelf life, food spoilage, etc. So the preservation of milk and milk products by the physical method. We have already seen various types of the preservation by the sterilization, pasteurization, but nowadays physical method are also used. So in the physical method we are going to see a irradiation method. So the irradiation is method which is emerging of the non-thermal technology in destroying the micro and microorganism by exposing of the alpha, beta and gamma rays under the control environment. So these ionizing radiations are used like the alpha, beta and gamma. So we are going to see that in detail. So this irradiation method is help to kill the harmful bacteria, mold, insect, pest and induce the sterility. The technology may be compared to the pasteurization sometimes, but it's a reverse to the that process. So it's called as the cold pasteurization. So irradiation, as I said, widely used nowadays to maintain the quality and improve the safety of the milk and post treatment loss. That means the post treatment loss can be as we use the pasteurization method. So overheating can lead to the post treatment loss of the nutritional values of the milk. So this can be reduced in this irradiation method. The mechanism of microbial inactivation by the radiation method. So for the mechanism we have to see the radiation which causes disruption in the internal metabolism of the cell by the chemical bond in DNA cleavage result in the loss of the cell ability to reproduce. So in this figure we can clearly see about the bacterial DNA when exposed to ionizing radiation which form in the DNA. So we can clearly see that the destruction of the chemical bonds is occur. So by these source of the gamma rays, X-rays or the electron beams, these rays is help to the cleave the large number of single strand of the DNA lesions exit to the cell repair itself. So the free radicals are formed Upon the contacting with the water containing food, this free radical then again react with the cellular DNA that cause the radiation damage. So DNA is considered as the radiation sensitive portion of the cell. The shorter wavelength have the enough energy to knock off and the electron form a free radical, but not high enough to spill the atom that causes the target to become the radioactive. So the interaction between these free radicals and the DNA, which is responsible for the killing effect of the radiation. So the mechanism we have seen in the radiation, this act on the DNA. So this interaction between the free radicals which are formed by the irradiation process and the disruption in the part of DNA, this causes the killing effect. So the killing effect of the harmful bacteria spores are placed by this radiation, and this causes a chemical reaction, alteration in the chemical tissue, which may be fatal at the high dose. So the proper maximum use of the radicals should be used, because it may produce some superoxide radicals, hydroxy radicals, hydroxyperoxy radicals, and hydrogen peroxide, and this may be lethal or fatal to or the toxic to human dose. This is a mechanism we have seen. So next we have to see the which rays takes place in this radiation. So first one is the alpha ray particles. As we have seen in the figure, alpha, beta and gamma particles, how it is acted on the milk or the milk products, and this results to the highly effective against the inactivation of the pathogen, harmful bacteria, and prevent the spoilage from the microorganism, and it's suitable for the large scale of the sterilization. So the alpha particles are the positively charged particles which are ejected spontaneously from the nuclei of some radioactive elements and have low penetrating power and the short range. This is near about less than 1 centimeter. Then next one is the gamma radiation, which is most widely used because it ionizing and penetrating effect. It penetrates up to the 1 to 20 centimeter in the food after exposure and it exposed and emitted in the all direction continuously. And gamma directions, and the beta particle is penetrating power up to 1 to 20 centimeter, and gamma particle is up to 30 to 120 centimeter, and UV particles penetration is very low. Then next we have to see the food irradiation processes. So the depending on the exposure of the radiations, the food irradiation processes consist of the radorization, that means the measurement of radiation that is expressed in kgy, that means kilogray unit, in which 1 kgy is equals to 1 joule per gram. So in radorization, the measurement of radiation is expressed in 0.75 to 2.5 kgy. So this method mimics the pasteurization method, which inhibits the sprouting and delay the ripening, kill the insect, and which also helps to increase the shelf life of the food or the milk products. Then second process is the radicidation, in which The radiation is expressed in 2.5 to 10 kg kilogram unit. This method will also eliminate the spoilage microorganism and the spore forming pathogen which will also increase the shelf life and kill the some pathogenic bacteria. The next method is radaperization, in which the 10 to 50 kilogram unit is radiation expression is used. This method is also called as the radiation sterilization. Here the reduction of microorganism occur in the point of the sterility. That means the sterilization type of the interaction is used. That's why it's called as the radiation sterilization. So in this figure we can see the ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. The radiation unit of the expressed in gamma, X-rays, alpha red, infrared red waves. So in the visible range we can see the irradiation method, how it is acting on the DNA and how it is emitting some particles. So we can see the direct effect on the charged particle and indirect effect on the charged particle and emitting some radicals. So next we have to see the use of chemical preservative. So after physical method preservative we have to see the chemical preservatives. So there are two types of the preservative, that means developed and added preservatives, which are important in the milk product preservation. Development of acidity in many fermented milk products retards the growth of microorganisms. So by using acidic chemicals we can destruct the various type of harmful bacteria. So there are various chemicals are given over here. So propanic acid is used in the Swiss cheese to inhibit to the molds. So this propanic acid is inhibited to some types of the mold, so that's why they cannot cause any spoilage. And the other chemicals like the sorbic acid and propanic acid is added in cheese and yogurt to prevent the surface spoilage. Then sugar is also added in sweetened condensed milk to reduce the mode of action in the preserving the food. Then the NaCl is also used in cheese during the manufacturing, gives the flavor and also act as a preservative. As we also seen that the NaCl employed as the food preservative since the ancient time. Because of the amount of NaCl and water is equal on both the sides of the microorganism, so the water moves across the cell membrane equally in the both direction. And when the microbial membrane moves equally in both direction, so it's supposed to be the cell is results in the plasmolysis, which results in the growth inhibition and possibly cause the death. So essentially it is achieved when the high concentration of salts are added to the fresh meat for the preservation purpose. So the high salt enough is must used for the effect of hypertonic condition. The inhibitory effect of the salt are not depend on pH and on some other chemicals. Again, the addition of hydrogen peroxide combined with the mild heat treatment has been also used for the pasteurization of milk for the certain kind of the cheese. That means that we can use the various type of the chemicals we have seen: propanic acid, sorbic and sugar, NaCl, and hydrogen peroxide. So the hydrogen peroxide is act as an antimicrobial activity which is attributed to its strong oxidizing effect on the bacterial cell to cause a destruction in the molecular structure of the cell protein. In the raw milk, hydrogen peroxide produced by the lactic acid bacteria can be catalyzed by the lactoperoxidase enzyme, which will oxidize the thiocyanate. So this hydrogen peroxide is also considered as the main metabolite for the lab that will protect against the urogenital infections in the case of the bacterial vaginosis. Then carbon dioxide is also used for the preservation. It also shows the antifungal activity due to its inhibition of the enzymatic decarboxylation and accumulation in the membrane of the lipid bilayer, which result in the dysfunction in the permeability. Then next is the deuterin is also used. It is the pH neutral water soluble low molecular weight substance which is non-bacteriocinin and resistant to nucleus protease and lipolytic enzyme. So it is also can be used for the effectively to inhibit the growth of the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria and other including yeast, fungi and protozoa. The next one we have to see is the bacteriocin. So bacteriocin is used as the antimicrobial agent and it used for the biopreservative effect in the food products and many specific in meat and milk products which include the niacin, pediocin and saccharine. So niacin is the produced by the Lactobacillus lactis subspecies lactis which is only that found in the practical application in the food products. It is applied in the preservation of late blowing cheese in by the inhibiting outgrowth of the Clostridium spores and spread the inhibit Clostridium and Listeria. The typical level that are used in food products ranging from the 2.5 to 100 ppm. Then the saccharine is also act by the permeabilizing the cell membrane through the formation of the pores. Antimicrobial effectiveness also shown by the saccharine. And niacin is also produced by the gram-positive bacteria Lactobacillus which shows the antimicrobial activity. Then next is the pediocin which is particular pediocin PA1 from the pediocin acidolacticine that used to control the growth of the bacteria in some of the cottage cheese industries, and this half cream, cheese sauce, raw fresh meat, cooked milk, etc. is also used for the control the growth. This pediacin PA1 was found to be active towards the Lactobacillus coatis in the meat production model. This pediocin seems to be more effective in meat products than the niacin, but they are not approved for the use. Some of the reason. So this is the mode of the action we have to of the bacteriocin, which act on the gram-positive or the gram-negative bacteria on the class 1, 2 or the 3, direct on the cell lysis or the cell wall of the bacteria, which inhibits the DNA gyrase or inhibit the RNA polymerase or the tRNA synthesis, which will lead to the cell death of the harmful bacteria by forming the pore formation and disruption in the proton motive force or the membrane structure deorganization. So that's all about we have seen about the physical chemical methods of the preservation of the milk or the milk products and the bacteriocin of the lab. Thank you.